Steve Kerr was ejected for, I don't know, should we just call it berating officials? Is that the word we're going to use?
Conversation.
He got so heated. He was upset about Draymond Green getting a flagrant foul call. And man, Draymond, though, very confident despite this loss to the Blazers.
We got a lot of talent. We got a great team. So long as our chemistry is great, no one can beat us for real. So we're in a great place headed into this break. We got to clean some things up when we come out the break, but that's the perfect time to clean it up heading into the playoffs strong. So I'm excited about where we're at.
All right, so we'll get to Steve's little temper tantrum in a minute, your old teammate there. But Khris, because you're here with us, I wanted to start with that quote from Draymond, because he says, come on, we've got great chemistry, we've got a great team. When it gets to for real, no one is going to beat us. You're a team that is planning on meeting them in the NBA Finals, and you want to win the chip too. What do you think of him saying that?
Sure. I mean, in a way, he's right. You got to have your confidence about your own team. But as opposing players, we're not going to listen to that at all. We think we're one of the best teams out there. We think we could beat anybody for real or not. So, I mean, he has the confidence in his team. We got the confidence in ours.
And it's no joke to say that you guys think you're going to get there. Tell me sort of what the conversations are between you guys. Because normally we say, oh, you kind of got to have some playoff experience, get to the conference finals and get knocked down before you can go to the finals. But that's not how y'all are treating the season.
No, definitely not. Definitely not at all. I mean, right now, we try not to get too far ahead of ourselves. We know we have a deep team, a great team that can compete. But we know that first step for us is winning one playoff series, and that's where it starts for us. First, we got to get there, which I think we will. But it starts with that first playoff series and then winning that one.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at the odds here, right? So the Bucks are tied with the Raptors for the best odds to come out of the East, but it's very close among the top four. Scottie, you've been talking up the Bucks the whole season. What do you like about this team, especially the way this young man's playing?
Well, I like everything about the Bucks. They're a very deep team, but it's really about Giannis. He's sort of taken a role this season to be the most dominant player in the game since Shaquille O'Neal. Just scoring the basketball at a very high level, shooting a very high percentage, and just learning how to distribute and make players around him better. And Khris, you're great in your own way, but just coming into himself this season, shooting the basketball, allowing Giannis to grow and just give them that spacing. And it's great to see the Bucks play.
It's a partnership. Like the partnership you guys all have together has been so great.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, the cool thing, first of all, is your game and Giannis's game fit so well together. Scott, I think about you and Michael. You guys had games that complemented each other, and you and Giannis had the same thing. But I want to ask you about the Warriors specifically. If we look back over the last 3 years or so, you guys actually play really well against them. You match up well in the regular season meetings you've had.
Beat them, too.
Absolutely, beat them.
Yes.
Is that something that you guys kind of have in the back of your minds that, hey, they might be killing everybody else, but they have problems against us?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know we match up well with those guys. We have a lot of size and length, and we could play different styles of basketball. Winning on their court earlier this year was a huge thing for us if we ever get to that step, and they're there too. But in the back of my mind, we know we have a chance against those guys.
Yeah, and look, I must mention the partnership, the group you guys have is so great. Adding Mirotic, what has that been like in the short time you've gotten to play with him?
It's been great. He's a character in the locker room. I mean, we know we definitely going to need him. The way he shoots the ball, the way he plays, he has a high IQ. He knows what he's talking about. In the locker room during the games, he's always already putting his input on what he thinks we should be doing out there just to try to help us out some.
So I said at the top I was going to ask you about your future, and I know that it's sort of like, hey, we're in the middle of the season, but this is the way the NBA works these days. Yes. You're going to be a restricted free agent this summer. There's a bunch of free agents on your team. What have you guys talked about keeping this together and sort of building through? Because, look, with Anthony Davis and everything that happened with him in New Orleans, people then are turning their attention to the Bucks and saying, oh, is Giannis going to want out in a couple of years? You know, what's going to happen with Giannis? And the answer has been from Milwaukee's side, hey, look at what we're building here. This is a lot different than what's going on in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, since I've been here, since Giannis has been in Milwaukee, I mean, we've literally started from the bottom and worked our way up. Now number one in the East, where we haven't lost 2 games in a row, haven't lost to the same team twice. We're building something special. So, I mean, we're always keeping that, knowing in the back of my mind that why give up on something right now that's been working for us.
Yeah, no, it's funny. First of all, I think he's unrestricted.
Are you unrestricted?
Oh. Yeah, man. No, don't put limits on this, man.
I don't want to take any of your money. I am so sorry.
Highest bidder.
But get in all the bids for Khris Middleton. Show some more footage of him doing great. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to ask you, are you willing to go out and try to help the Bucks recruit free agents like Anthony Davis?
For sure. I mean, anybody that can help. I mean, I was a big part of, I think, in landing Greg Monroe a couple of years ago. He was one of the first big free agents to come to a city like Milwaukee, a smart market team. But I think Giannis, Malcolm Brogdon, Eric Bledsoe, any guys that feel like we can help come here and that can help us win ball games, why not?
That's great.
Yeah. And how is that process going to work for you? Because when you say, hey, why not keep it going, that kind of thing. Look, there's going to be, I think, 9 or 10 max slots available. There's not 9 or 10 Kevin Durant's. There's not 9 or 10 Kyrie Irving's. Klay Thompson just said again yesterday he'd like to end his career with the Warriors, so that musical chair seat might not be open. Yeah. What does that mean for guys like you to know there's a lot of money out there and a lot of teams that sort of will say, hey, I know you like it in Milwaukee, but look at our green grass over here on the other side?
Yeah, I mean, there's different type of cities than Milwaukee, but for me, it's all about the right situation. For me, off the court, for me and my family, and then for me playing and fitting in with that team. Right now, Milwaukee, I mean, they've done everything for me. Started there, wasn't playing, found my way to a starting lineup here. So it's just all about being in the right type of situation.